Hey guys, I'm just gonna wait for a few of you to pop on. I know yesterday we had some major issues. We tried this twice and it didn't work. So I know some of you had already scheduled yesterday and maybe kind of forgot about today. But if you come on, if you'll just tell us where you are from, and would love for you guys to be involved. I hope you can hear me and see me. Give me a little heart or where you're from so I can see you. Okay, good. Hey, Trevori, good afternoon. Yay, it's working. Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Michelle, for being patient. Hey, Lisa, good morning from Colorado. Hey, Marilyn. You guys are great. You remember to pop on. Hey, Missy, good morning from Cedar Lake, North Carolina. Hey, Donna from Ohio. Good morning, good morning. It's Friday. It's a beautiful sunny day here in South Florida. Just so excited. It's been a great week. The sun has been shining. I hope the sun is shining by you. I just got a blow dry this morning. Couldn't feel better, right? There's nothing like a good blowout. Anyway, hello, Kimmy from Texas. Hey, Dana from Georgia. Good morning, good morning. Yesterday, I had about 15 kids over here, and we rented a big slide, and the kids just played and ate, and it was so fun because my middle son Mason had just graduated from 5th grade, but we never really did anything. So we had everyone over here yesterday. So when I was recording and it didn't work, I was so frustrated because I had to be on a time crunch yesterday. So it's been raining. That stinks. Sorry. I hope it stops. Okay, you guys, we're going to get started. And today we're going to talk about time management and just managing your time during the summer. And I'd love for this to be an involved call where if you have a tip or a question, you can just post it here. If you like something that I say, post it here. Give me a thumbs up. My dog probably is going to be with me. Yes, she is. Georgia. Yep, there's Georgia. Hi, Kay from Michigan. How are you? Hey, Cecilia. Buenos dias from Tampa. I know how to read Spanish, but I don't always understand it. Awesome. So anyway, we were talking about time management, and we all know that time management and really learning to discipline your time is probably one of the best things that you can do to become successful in any business, whether it be owning your own business or being in direct sales or network marketing or in Mary Kay or whatever it is. My time management and being disciplined was probably one of the main ways that I became successful with my business. And so I want you to think this way. Wake up every morning with the thought that something amazing is about to happen. Do you do that? Do you wake up every morning just believing that blessings are chasing you down? I truly believe that your words have power. And when you go out into the day believing that blessings are going to chase you down, everybody wants to do business with you, things are going to go your way. I believe that they do more so than not. Now, do they always work out perfectly? No, they don't. But for the most part, I feel like it does make a difference in your attitude, and then you attract that positive energy. So I wanted to, first of all, share with you guys 7 daily habits of highly productive people. So you might want to take some notes in your smartphone or on a notebook. I know I always took notes. I always take notes still to this day, whether I'm in church or if I'm listening to a podcast or if I'm hearing from someone that has been successful. I'm always gleaming from different people. I think it's important. But the first thing, you guys, is that they prioritize prioritization. And so I think a lot of times what happens as women and people, we want to do what we want to do, but not what needs to get done. And so when I would look at this long list of everything that had to be done for my home or my business, I wanted to go or, write my to-do list. I wanted to organize my product. I wanted to clean my house, but those were not income producing activities. And so I quickly learned that I needed to delegate those things. And so really highly successful people know how to block out that their house maybe is a disaster or things are going on around them, but able to hone in on what needs to get done. And so, you all have different backgrounds. Some of you have worked a full-time corporate job and you have a side hustle. Some of you might have 3 jobs. Some of you might have direct sales or network marketing as your full-time job. We're all different, but for the most part, when we begin a business, we're balancing it with something else, right? And so you're working it in maybe a little bit at lunch, a little bit after work. And right now, many of you are at home, which is a great time to start a side hustle because you are at home and you're able to maybe work for your company and start a little something else, and I do want to say that if you're working for another company, when you are working for them, you need to 100% be doing what they've asked you to do, not dividing that time, because that's just not right. And so we'll talk about that in a second. But yeah, are you doing a good job of prioritizing what you need to do? So let's say that, on my to-do list, I had, follow up with these 2 people that were interested in the opportunity, or organize my office, or follow up with these 3 customers. My first to do would be following up with those that were interested in the opportunity, right? Calling them, sending them some videos. The next thing would be following up with customers, and then it would be organizing. And I think instead women are like, ooh, let me start with the organizing first. And then they're like too tired at the end of the day and they're like, oh, I never got around to the other. And so I think sometimes you've got to stop overthinking and just do. So I do think that procrastination can be a big reason why people are not successful. The second thing is successful people, they don't just set goals, they set timelines. So think back at a time when you were successful, right? In anything, whether you were starting up a new business or really were successful at a certain time in your business, or maybe with being at a certain weight that you wanted to be, or whatever it was, or you had a timeline with building a home or whatever it was. When there was a timeline, you had more urgency to stay on top of the task daily. If it was just, I want to lose 10 pounds, that's vague. You need to have, okay, well, I want to lose 10 pounds for my summer trip or before my next 20-year high school reunion or whatever it is. There has to be a finite time that you're working on hitting that goal. And I think that people that don't do that, they struggle and they sometimes miss the goal and then they get frustrated. So work on giving yourself, for example, let's say that you are like, okay, this whole house is a disorganized mess, right? But you're looking at all the stuff that has to get done. And I don't know about you, I've lived in the same home for 15 years. So when you've lived in a home for a long time and you haven't moved, you normally have more stuff and things than someone that's moving every 2-4 years or has just moved to a new house. I actually think it's a cool thing to move to a new house or build a new home because you're able to clean out everything and kind of start over. But we love our home and we bought our home because we knew it was going to be our life home, God willing. And so, for me, organizing a closet compared to someone that's been somewhere for 1 or 2 years or moving into a new home is totally different because there's so much stuff from 3 kids, from kindergarten graduation to this trophy that they got in basketball to so much stuff. Wait, 18 years of Mary Kay? Do you know how many prizes and plaques and things that we have over the years? And I've tried to do the best I can at organizing and weeding out, and I've had the assistants, but when you're only one person, maybe with one other piece of help, running businesses and running kids around doesn't always happen like that. So one of the main things in quarantine for me was, okay, I'm going to take the kids, closet a day, and just really weed out, because if I did it all in one day, I would freak out. Or like the shed is huge. There's so much stuff. It'd probably take me a week to go through everything. So, what I'm trying to say, there has to be a timeline. So the goal was 1 closet a day. The goal was the shed by the end of the week. But if I hadn't had a finite deadline goal, I might not have gotten it done. Yes, Dr. Michelle, priorities. Absolutely. Hey, Misty, good morning. Hey, Nicole. Thank you so much, you guys. In the end, I'll tell you where I got this because she is such an amazing small business owner and I love to support small business. So remind me at the end and I'll post where I got it with the link. And I have a code that you guys can get it for an affordable amount because so cute. I get so many compliments on this. Number 3, you guys, they set limits. They set limits of what they can do and what they can't do. I knew that when I was going for a really big goal, that I couldn't be the Girl Scout troop leader. I couldn't be the room mom. Would I have done a good job? Yeah. But that wasn't helping me get closer to my goals. So, maybe you're that yes mom or that yes father that's like saying yes to everything. And at the end of the day, you have no energy for anybody. So you've got to learn to set limits. So I knew that if it didn't have anything to do with building my relationship with God, I don't know what just happened. Can you guys still see me? Okay, I don't know. That was weird. When I got a call, it went through. If it didn't have anything to do with building my relationship with God or, helping me with my business, I said no to it. So setting your limits. Number 4, successful people, they control technology. They don't let technology control them. So for example, when you wake up, do you just automatically get your phone and you just, scroll, and then all of a sudden you've been on Pinterest and House and Instagram and you're like an hour is gone? Or you have better habits, which is, you get up, you put on your workout clothes, you start your day with intention because you knew the night before, you wrote that down, and we're going to get to that in just a second. Are you letting technology control you, or are you controlling it and setting limits? So that's another little tip. And then also, you guys, number 5, successful people take strategic breaks. And what I was talking about yesterday, and you guys couldn't hear me, was think about a time in junior high and high school. Every 45 to 50 minutes, you would have a class change, right? You would be in a class in science, English, whatever it was. And every 45, 50 minutes, the bell would ring and you would have 5 minutes to go to your locker to get some water and to refreshen yourself and then start the next class. Well, what happened is after college, we started working for ourselves and for other companies, and we didn't have those breaks. So here we are just pouring it on exhausted. So I want you to build in that white space, those breaks, where at lunch you can take 15 minutes to do the things you love to do. Maybe you love to be inspired on Pinterest, or, you want to, check in with your customers and friends and family on Instagram and Facebook or TikTok or whatever it is. Good morning, Leah. How are you? Good morning, Ruth. So setting time for strategic breaks is going to really refresh your brain and help you to focus and actually have work more quality than anything. Number 6, don't multitask. And this is huge because I am a huge multitasker. I don't know if you tend to be that way. I think women are naturally ingrained to be able to multitask. Like, men don't understand, but that's why they've been so successful, because they're able to just focus on one thing and zone in and get it done. So as women, we could be cooking dinner, answering our kids, packing for a trip, writing our to-do list, maybe even writing a blog all at the same time. I don't know about you, I've done that before, but am I as productive? No. So that's another thing, is just, they actually call it monkey braining when you're doing all those things. So instead of doing that, catch yourself just finishing one task. And I really have to catch myself doing this. I have not completely perfected this because I don't know if you've ever taken the Strength Finders test. If you haven't, take it. But my number 1 strength is activation, is being an activator. Like, I just do. I don't think I just don't, I do. And my number 4 strength is maximizing. So if I don't maximize and get the most done, I don't feel like I did anything. Like, I don't feel the value of what I did. And that's just personally me. And again, everybody has strengths, and it's really cool when you see your strengths, because especially when you're working with leaders, you kind of know how to, like some of my Offspring Nationals, like, they're so strategic and very analytical and like logical minds. So like, since maybe that's not my strength, I glean from them. Whereas maybe the creativity, the artistic side, loving people, understanding people really well, activating, doing, not thinking, that's my strength. So they glean from me from that. And so it's so cool how we all have strengths. So don't multitask. Focus on one thing. Let's see, Yeti. Okay. Mo, getting water. I had to go to the locker to get books for the next class. That was at the other end on campus. Yes. So I took you back. Exactly. So let's go back to that junior high, high school. You could set little alarms on your phone every 45, 50 minutes to take a stretch break, to take a prayer meditation break, to have some water, to just get up and stretch. If you're working from home, especially if you're working from home, because If not, it's going to get monotonous and you're going to be like, ugh, and you're going to be more inspired when you go back to your work. Number 7, they make sleep a top priority. Successful people make sleep a top priority. Now, you will see people in their 20s and 30s banging it out. Like they think if I get less sleep and if I work harder, I'm going to be more successful. False. False. Sleep repairs your body. And do you guys know that your body actually heals itself from 10 p.m. to 2 a.m.? From 10 p.m. to 2 a.m., your body actually heals itself. So if you are still up after 10 a.m., you are cutting into your body healing itself and you need sleep. And so you have got to block off 7 to 8 hours of sleep. So if you know that there's no way I joined the 5 or 6 o'clock club, you've got to backtrack and make sure you're in bed by 9:30, 10 to be able to get up. So ask yourself, are you doing that? Give me a thumbs up and write in there if you're getting 7 to 8 hours of sleep or if that's a goal for you, or if you've noticed that you've needed more sleep. Have you guys noticed that? So anyway, I think that's really important. So I wanted to share with you guys just some practical things that I've done to stay on task. Before we do that, I want to kind of back up and share with you, some of your kids are at different ages. Some of you have small kids, some of you have older kids, some of you have grandkids that you're watching, or maybe even you're helping watching kids just because you're that type of person. You love children. I am not the mom expert by any means at all. So again, I'm just sharing with you what I did. Am I perfect? Not at all. I'm just sharing with you. But when my kids remember my business was different because I worked my business really hard for 3-4 years. And then I became a national and then I had children. So it was a little different, but I still had responsibilities and I still had a big organization to run while having little kids. And so one of the biggest things I did was so being a national is kind of like being CEO of a company. Okay. It's like VP of a company. Okay. That's really kind of what I do. It's like the top 0.02% of our company. So whatever company you're at the top of. So know that I ran really hard, got to the top of the company. And then it's like, now I'm still wanting to keep building my brand, but I'm still having to keep all my ducks in a row. So how did I do that? I had good help. I had a good in-house assistant, at least 15, 20 hours a week. And I had a virtual assistant, at least 10 hours a week. I also had a nanny. Since I first had a child, I had a nanny at least 4 days a week from 9 to 5. Why? We live on an acre. We live in a large home. I would be cleaning nonstop this house. The laundry is insane. My boys have 4 hours of baseball a day. Just the upkeep on the landscape is insane. So yes, I worked hard for that, right? But I know I can't maintain all that, right? So when people say, oh my gosh, Shisha, you look like you've got it all together, you do it all. I don't do it all. I buy my balance. And it started off really small when I was a new director, which is the top 1% of the company. And then as I had more people in my organization, I started adding more help and more time. Anytime that I knew I needed more help, it's when I felt like I couldn't breathe or I felt like too much was coming on me and I wasn't having my most productive work. I wasn't being productive. I was spinning my wheels. And so because I was willing to sacrifice, to kind of cough up the income to pay for that help, I was able to exceed and do far more than I could have ever done by doing it all. And everybody has different beliefs. Some people are like, no, I want to do it all. I do everything. That's awesome. But the way I worked was whether I have 3 team members or 2,000 team members, I want to be able to maintain that. So I need to start working and hiring out like I have that, right? That was kind of my mindset. And it didn't start overnight either, And so sometimes you can also get help that you don't have to pay. You might even have, for example, my daughter is 9. She can clean out all my makeup. She can organize. She can put on labels. She can set up for a beauty experience. She can edit. She can do Canva. She can do, you know what I mean? You can outsource things. If you need a cute flyer made, there's so many people out there that are hungry to make, extra money. You can Venmo or Cash App someone for making a little flyer if you're not good at that. You can find someone at church or someone that wants to earn free product or whatever product you sell with your business. instead of money, you can barter and give people product. I've really had my kids help me out a lot as they've gotten older. For example, you have that honeydew list that is like a mile long. And my husband's just busy building a huge farm. We're rebranding our whole farm, and he doesn't have time to do all the things that I physically can't do. And so I've had my oldest son, he detailed my car the other day. He landscaped the house the other day. He weeded, he cleans the pool. He'll ask me, what can I do? And I pay him. Well, obviously he lives here, so he should do those things. But there's certain things that are big things that I don't mind paying him for that I would pay someone else, maybe not as much, obviously. So anyway, lighten the load. I think so many women try to take on everything and try to do everything. And to me, that just makes you tired and not as productive with what your skill set is. So I'd love to hear your thoughts on that so far. You're not connected. You guys don't hear me? I hope that you guys can hear me because it looks like you guys can hear me. So please post on here what you think about delegating and things like that. Okay, so when my kids were smaller and I needed to have a private 30-minute, an hour just on the phone, and they didn't like drive me nuts walking in or knocking on the door, I used to have like a little treasure chest, and I would go to the Dollar Tree or Target in the dollar aisle, and I would just stock up on coloring books, like candy, like any fun little things. And I would tell them, I was like, okay, if mommy has a good hour on the phone, then you get to go to the treasure box, whatever. Or, I'd put on Disney or whatever. And I'd also get them involved in goals. So we would sit down as a family every first of the year and do goal posters. But, I would say, if we do this, if mommy and daddy do this, then we get to go to New York during Christmas time, which I hope we get to do at some point in the future. Or, if we get to do this, we can go to the beach this weekend. Or if we do this, we can go to Disney. So I would involve them in the goal. So they knew that when mommy was working, this wasn't about mommy working. This was about producing extra income so that they had the ability to go to a private Christian school, that they had the ability to do 2 to 3 family vacations a year. So you want to involve them. Okay. Missy, I definitely delegate outside help for things I need done. Awesome. I can hear you. Okay, great. Okay, so I love the treasure chest box if they're really, really young. So you can say to them, mommy needs you to just stay out here, stay involved, or, have them do something like try to clean your room and make it simple, or, organize your toys. Like this bin is for Legos. This bin is for art stuff. If you do that when mommy goes in the other room, and if you don't interrupt me, then you get to go to the treasure box or whatever. Hi from Norway. That's amazing, Ruth. Yes. Delighting. It's so helpful. Awesome. Okay. So anyway, that's one thing. And then, I know a lot of camps are not happening this summer, but there are a lot of people that are doing like small group events in the home. Like the other day I saw that like a chef was bringing, like if you got 5 young girls together, that a chef would come in for like $10 each child to teach them $10 an hour. So for 3 hours, it was like $30 per child. They would come in and teach them how to cook. So another idea is you can partner with other moms that you trust and know, to do small activities or camps in your home. You could even trade off with friends or family and say, hey, you get the kids for this day, this day, and then I'll get the kids. You could swap off. To help each other. So there's so many things that you can do. Also, I wanted to tell you 2 books that I read for helping me with time management was Simplify. I love it. I love this book. You can tell that I did because it's really old. It's by Bill Hybels. I loved this Simplify, 10 Practices to Unclutter Your Soul. Really, really good. And then Taming the To-Do List was really, really good. You can also see that it was used because lots of highlighting. I'm a paper girl. I like to touch. This is how I learn, not through audio at all. It goes through one ear and out the other. So you have to know how you learn. So I like to actually read physical books. But if you can't on the way to work, or you're busy, or you're driving on your summer trip, the audio is great. So Taming the To-Do List was really, really good. So just really fun, practical things that I did. So let me bring in some attachments that I had here. Hopefully they're here. Okay. So every single month, I would whip out a new notebook. Every single month I would whip out a new notebook. And so Most people know me for the spiral notebook idea, and I have done this since I started my business when I was 22 years old. So I would get a new notebook a month, okay? So every single month, trying to go back. Now we're going to go back, and what happened? Why doesn't my face pop up? This happened to me yesterday. It's like it's stuck. Okay, there we go. Okay. So y'all, ever since I was 22 years old, so when I like in the beginning of the year, like it's New Year's, I buy like 12 books. It doesn't matter what book. It's a spiral book. You could go to TJ Maxx. You can go to Target, whatever. Doesn't matter. But literally every single month, especially when I was building to national, I would write on the front my goal for the month, right? Whatever my goal was for my business. Then in the first part of the book, I would write like a dump list of like everything that was swarming around in my head. So it was the end of the month, it's midnight or first thing in the morning, and I would literally dump everything into this notebook. And it could be from making a new marketing flyer to I need to follow up with Susie Q to I got to check on so-and-so that used the repair set for 2 months. It was everything, right? My front yard is driving me crazy, and I would write it in there. And then I would literally put next to each thing, what does Daisha need to do and what do I need to delegate? So it'd be D for Daisha and double D for Daisha delegate, okay? And literally that was my goal. Like anytime I had extra time or I was caught up, I would go back to that list. Now you can write this on your phone, but to me, again, I'm tangible, like I'm hands-on. That's how I learn. And so nothing feels better than checking something off to me. Like I'm the type of person that if I didn't check it off, like it never felt accomplished, right? This has been genius. I heard you share this back in 2012 and I've done it ever since. Love the notebook a month. Yes. I have friends that are like my friends forever and I will still see them when I pick them up. They have their notebook in their purse. Like it is just a habit, like brushing my teeth. And it's just like, yeah. So anytime I'm in the TJ Maxx aisle or Office Max, I'll pick up a bunch. And I literally, if I don't write it down, it doesn't get done or it doesn't, yes, oh my gosh, I need to do this. Yeah, because you think you've got it here. You don't, you guys. When you write it down, it's like something tells your brain, okay, I've got to do this. And so some people will be like, oh, do you need to go back to the notebook? Yes, I do. But if I write it down the night before and I reevaluate it in the morning, it's pretty much ingrained in my mind what I need to do. But then I get to check it off, which makes me feel better. Like personally, like nothing feels better than that, right? Same, right? Doreen, I need to do this. Yes, you've got to do this. So the notebook a month and then like every day. So for example, like every single day, I would write out what I needed to do the next day, right? Hold on. So it's not even pretty, you guys. It's not even pretty. It's just, you can't even see it. But basically, the night before, I will make a list. What are 6 important things I need to do for my home? And what are 6 most important things I need to do for my business? And it is without fail. My husband knows that this book comes to bed with me, and I literally write out my list from most productive to least productive. And then guess what happens? So when I wake up, it's like, okay, I got to do that. It's not, oh, I don't feel like doing that. No, because this is my boss and this is telling me what to do. And I've done this, y'all, for 18 years of my life. It works. I'm not just saying that, like it's living proof that it works because I was able to become the youngest national sales director in the entire company at 26 years old. I will say this had a lot to do with it, being disciplined. What had a lot to do with it was obedience. Number one, it was obedience to women that had gone before me saying, oh, you did that, you did that, you did that. Okay, I'm not going to second guess it. I'm actually going to do it and not question you. It was obedience to the calling. I knew I was called to this, right? So I had to do it. Number 2, it was hard work. Hard work. 40, 60 hours, whatever it took. I love when people say, what did you do? What did you do? Seriously? Whatever it took to get it done. okay? And whatever was ethically sound and moral, okay? Did I have to work like that forever? No, I busted my tail for 40, 60 hours a week for 3 years straight, said no to so many things. But you know what, guys? I barely work 10, 15 hours a week, and I make an incredible executive income, and I don't miss out on anything in my kids' lives. So was it worth it? Absolutely. Discipline to no nth degree. Discipline every day, daily grind. What's next? What's next? What's next? Not looking right, not looking left, looking at my gifts, focusing. So when you see successful people, there was no secret, babe. There was no secret, okay? No, they're obedient to the calling. When they don't feel like it, they continue to do it. They work harder than anybody else, and they're super disciplined, and they get that grind, that daily grind done every single day because they're focused on the end result. And guess what happens when they hit that next goal? They set a new one. They set a new one. They're not complacent and doing what everybody else is doing. See, it's lonely going to the top. It's not easy. It's not easy or everybody be doing it, right? Does it get easier the larger you get? Yes, it does. But it's not easy in the beginning because you don't see it. You don't see it and you don't even know if it's happening. It's that faith. It's that faith at the end of the day, okay? Okay, so back to this. The other thing that I want to talk to you about, and I don't think I'm just going to show you. Never mind. Okay. I'm going to show you guys the planner that I love. So this is the planner that I love. I've used every planner in the book. I'm addicted to planners. Okay. I can admit I'm addicted to planners. I like Erin Condren. I love all the things, Simplify, all the things. They're great. But I really like this one. Now, I will say it's a little heavy, but I keep it at home. So it is great. It's called the Soul Planner, y'all. And you can get, I think, 10 or 15% discount if you type in NSD Dacia. Like if you put NSD DACIA when you go into Soul Planner, I'll post it here. You're going to get 10 to 15% off. And she's awesome. She's a faith-filled woman. She's a Christian business owner, and I love supporting people like that. And so what I love about it, it talks about how do you use your planner. It talks about values. It talks about your life overview. So you plan your financial, your family, your spiritual, your social, your everything. It's got goal setting. And then every single month, you guys, obviously there's a month at a glance. So you see your whole month, which I think is super important. And then you have your day to day. So then I like it because it's got this, that I can push this back and then I can see exactly what I need to do for the day. So it's in 30-minute time slots, which I love. And I love that there's enough room to write because I write really big. And so anyway, I love it. And so it goes literally from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. at night. You can write down ideas. Did you post on your social media? It's just really good. And every single month, it allows you to evaluate your goals. I love that. So I'll post at the end. So it's NSD Dacia, NSD DACIA for I think 10 or 15% off if you haven't found a good planner. So I feel like having your month-to-month planner, knowing what you're doing a year out, 6 months for the month is super important. Having your month-to-month that you're writing out what you're going to do the next day. See the month, Moni? Okay. It's lonely for sure, but people are watching you rise. Oh, yes, Doreen, thank you for confirming that. And then, okay, guys, for those of you, even though I've got the month-to-month, even though I've got the day-to-day, the Google Calendar is really great. And so, so this is my Google Calendar. And so what I can do is I can kind of go in there myself and color code it, or I can have my assistant do it. So again, this is small here, but this is kind of like my perfect day, okay? So literally I have color coded here. I have, it's hard to see. It's so small, sorry. So here I've got, okay, again, this is what I want to do. It's not exactly always what happens, but it's like a generalized schedule. So I basically time blocked time slots. So my goal is to get up at 6 a.m. to have prayer, quiet time, and then to work out from 6:15 to 7. And then from 7 to 8, I'm responding to emails, doing my social media. Then I've got the kids up, getting them breakfast. Then I've got my Mary Kay time and my income producing time from 9 to 12. My goal is whatever they're doing, if they haven't finished breakfast, so they're still in bed or they're outside playing, like 9 to 12, I'm in my office or on my phone outside watching them working, doing income producing activity. 12 o'clock is lunch. Then I'll go back to work from 1 to 3. It could be Mary Kay. It could be following up with emails, following up with brands. And then from 3 to 5, I'm either taking them to doctor's appointments or baseball practice or a dance practice, or we're having a play date. And then there's kids hangout time, dinner, and family time. Okay. So again, this is the goal. So you see here, I've got purple as the prayer quiet time. Yellow is the workout. Pink was the email, social media. Kids was blue. Tidy home black. Get ready for the day in hot pink. Mary Kay pink. Lunch was green. Mary Kay work orange. So you guys see. So the point is, your Google Calendar is great because once you sync it, it goes into your phone. So you can literally, what I like about this is I can put my son's orthodontist appointment that's in a few weeks that I might forget, or a hair appointment, or a trip, or a baseball tournament, right? So it'll go in here, right? If I can, it'll go on my Google Calendar. So it's alarming me. So I've got it in 3 places. I've really got it here. I've got it on Google Calendar, and I've got it here. So, when you're like, oh, how do you do it all? Like whatever. There's planning that happens. And so, every Sunday I would sit down and kind of plan the month, plan the week. And my husband doesn't like to really communicate about things. He just is kind of fly by the seat of his pants. Not really. I mean, he's a visionary and very, very smart and great at what he does. But he's not one of those guys that's like, oh, let's sit down and plan out our whole year. Like he just isn't like that. Like I'm more of a planner. I'm more safety and security planner. He is, but he's the type of person is he can think of it and it's all in his brain and he just does it. But I have to make him I'm like, babe, I need to talk to you about it because it makes me feel better. Right. So everybody's different. Some of you have husbands that they want to go over everything. They want to have a budget for everything. Like my husband's not like that. He just wants to talk about the main stuff. And we kind of in the beginning of the day talk about like, okay, Austin has this, Mason has this. Okay, you do this, I do this, whatever. So, and you guys, you can chime in here and share, what do you use? What do you use to organize yourself? What has worked for you? Maybe type in here a little something. So yeah, I mean, successful people are very strategic at planning. Their life isn't just happening, and I feel like during this quarantine, there was a lot of open space and time and a lot of vagueness where, we ate too much. We might've watched a little bit too much Netflix. We didn't really have time frame, but I tried to create like time blocks where, I was productive. So, in the beginning it was just like a days, but then I tried to figure out, okay, I've got to get my makeup on, I've got to do all these things. And so it kind of helped me to stay on track. But I used to be more rigid with what I was doing within those 3 hours, but now I like better working in time blocks because I've realized because as you age, you grow in different shapes or forms. So I used to be so regimented. Now I'm a lot more freedom and choice, and I don't like being locked in to a time, but I know that it has to be done. So the other thing, you guys, if you are, let's see, CJ said, I have alarms on my phone. Exactly. If you are somebody that forgets, like me, setting alarms on your phone is huge. And you can set it for month to month, week to week, hour by hour, whatever it is. Michael, I'm a list maker. I use an app called Out of Milk and it keeps all my lists. That's awesome. That's great. Vanessa, how do you get your husband to plan family goals? I make him sit down. So in the beginning of the year, he just thinks it's cheesy, honestly, to talk about it and put it out there. But he knows with me that that's how I am. Like I'm a dreamer. I'm a visionary. Like ever since I was younger, y'all, when I was little, you guys, I would plan out my room. Like I would plan out my room, how it would be. When I moved into my college dorm, I had it all planned out and laid out and pre-ordered before I got there, and I organized everything. When we were in our first home, before I even got home, I looked at the budget and I had everything. So to me, like, I love beauty. I love fashion. I love home decor, right? And that's why I have my blog, because I love that, because people are always like, oh, where'd you get that? Where'd you get that? So if you haven't started following me at Like to Know It, it's at Dacia Lee, DACIALEA. I just will post good deals and ideas because truly it's in me. Like I was born to shop. Like ever since I learned to walk holding 2 purses. But I also like to look for affordable deals. Like I'm not about spending them. Will I have nice things? Yes. But I like to find affordable deals too. So anyway, I have to make him sit down. I have to make him sit down, and I'm like, babe, okay, tell me about your goals. And he's gotten used to it. So, but it's not what he naturally wants to do. But now I've seen that my kids, now that they have watched me do it, they're doing it all the time. They're always having goals for themselves, because so much more is caught than taught. So again, if you're running out of time in the day, meaning that, you're just waking up at 8 or 9 o'clock and you just feel like you're not being productive, like you're staying in pajamas till noon, you're not working out, you're not eating healthy foods, you're not being productive in your business, it might be smart to sit down and ask yourself, like, what is bothering you about that? What more do you want to get accomplished? And kind of set a time frame to your day. And it doesn't have to be like every 30 minutes. Like I said, it could be time blocked. Like for me, this is my goal. My goal is to be up by 6, right? That's my goal. Sometimes it might not happen. It might be 7 o'clock. But the main goal is when I wake up, I want to have prayer time. I want to have quiet time. I want to fill my soul, right? I think that's really, really important, you guys, is, ask yourself, how are you growing? How are you filling your soul and your mind, right? Because being a leader, being an influencer can bring you down because you're constantly being positive to everyone. So how are you filling your cup? So I know that that's important for me to stay filled. So it would be prayer, quiet time, reevaluating my goals in my day, making sure I get a 30 to 45-minute workout in, having my coffee, making sure I get the kids ready. And then, like I said, the goal is by 9 o'clock, I'm dressed with makeup and I'm either going to an appointment, dropping off a customer's product, starting my day, doing follow-up, and then the goal is to remember at 12 or 12:30 to have lunch, and then to go back to whatever I didn't finish. And then literally what I've noticed is having 3 kids, and the older they get, the harder it is because they're more involved, that from 3 to 8, like I literally don't work or do any of that. Like I just take them where they need to be. I might sit outside while Austin has baseball practice and I'll follow up like with whatever I have to do. And then we eat dinner at night. And you have to also know who you are. I'm a morning person. So you might be an evening person where you're more productive. So you might be able to sleep in more and burn the midnight fuel and get started from 12 and work till 10. But to me, you couldn't pay me enough. Like I want to be done by 3 o'clock. Now I know there's times that at 8 o'clock, I might have to jump on a call with someone that's interested in the business, or I might need to mentor or coach somebody or do a video at night, and I'll do it. But my main time, that's why I'm on with you guys right now noon. I'm more productive in the morning. So you need to evaluate yourself and how you work. Doreen said, just started Google Calendar, love it. But I started with blocking with color of my month, now backing it up with Google Calendar, having reminders. Yep, exactly. I have a running list and off when it's done, place a star in front of it. Yep, super, super good. So yeah, so that's kind of like, just some tips on summer mom management, and don't beat yourself up. That's another thing is, so many times we can be so hard on ourselves and, our day didn't go how it was supposed to. We didn't get done what we were supposed to do. Like forgive yourself, have a moment and move on. And that's what I love about this because I get a clean slate every day and I can rewrite my story today. I don't have to look at yesterday's page. I can start fresh today. And that's the good news. You have to have belief in yourself and just get started today and do the best you can every day. And I feel like this whole quarantine has really taught us to reevaluate our priorities, to bring us back in the home, to get us back to our faith and our family, to readjust running like a crazy person with our head chopped off and really reevaluating our priorities. And you can design your life. You literally can design your life. You can design your schedule. My schedule is going to be different than yours. Yours is going to be different than Sally's and Susie's. So again, you can't be somebody else. You're not going to be. God didn't make you that way. So again, you can glean from my idea, someone else's idea, and make it yours, right? And you can be inspired by people that are doing great things, but you're not going to be that person. At what time do you do facials and parties? Okay, so for example, when I was building my brand and my business, I would do at least 3 beauty experiences a week and 3 personal parties. So at least 3 to 6 events a week. Today as a national, I will do it maybe once a week or more to help my girls. Like I more so do it to help my new consultants and show them what to do. I don't really have to. And so that's the cool thing is you get to a certain point where, you obviously need all new business, but I'm a little bit different where I'm looking for talent. And so I kind of know what that looks like. And so I work a little differently today than maybe I would have 10, 15 years ago. But I'm always looking for leaders. I'm always looking for talent. But I'm more mentoring and coaching at the stage that I'm at. But you can never get too big for your britches. You always have to be willing to do the work. And so again, I have no problems with going back to doing 3 to 6 beauty experiences at all. But I don't have to because I can just have my phone and I can do it there too. So, but if you are brand new in the business and you want to really move, you should be doing 3 to 6 a week. I think 3 to 6 like reach outs or Zooms or FaceTime a week, and really having at least 30 a month. Building 30 at least customers a month should be your bottom line goal. More, but at least 30. Adding 30 new customers to whatever you sell. If you're not building new, your business is closed. I don't care if you're a hairdresser, in real estate, insurance, Mary Kay, nutritional products. If you are not adding new to your business and looking for new prospects and marketing, your business is going to die. It's going to be dead. So there has never been a time in my business that I am not looking for talent, marketing, connecting with people, communicating. There's no way, constantly bringing in new consultants. The difference is it gets easier when you're someone like me because I know what to look for, right? When in the beginning, I didn't know what to look for. Like I was having to do more faces, more appointments. Now I know what to look for. So I work a lot smarter than harder, if that makes sense. But you wouldn't know that unless you actually did the work. So I always say, my knees are bloodier than yours because I've just done more work than you. And so the only way you get better at your craft is by doing it, by facing the fear and doing it anyway, right? How do you get better at marketing? You do more marketing interviews. How do you get better at a presentation? You do it more, right? How do you get better at overcoming objections? You practice it, right? You get better. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. So, and then if you're watching this and you are not a Mary Kay Beauty consultant and you were invited on just to learn about time management, mommy management, we welcome you and we thank you so much for joining us. And so I want to let you know that we have an amazing opportunity and I'm so grateful that I joined back in 2001. And so I've now been in direct sales for 18 years. And I'm so grateful that I've had a side hustle for that long. I kind of started it when it wasn't cool. Now it is cool to have a side hustle. But we have a great business opportunity. You can start your business for an electronic business for $30 or $100 with your starter kit for over $400 of product. And you get all your product half off and you have an opportunity to go as fast as you want or as slow as you want. And I just think it's an amazing opportunity where you can influence, impact women's lives, enrich women's lives. One of the main things that attracted me to Mary Kay was our philosophy of faith first, family second, career third, and really encouraging and inspiring women. I also love the product. It's a great product. When you start something, you want to love the brand. You want to be able to back the brand. And whatever I was selling, I knew that it had to be something that was long lasting, that had great legacy. Mary Kay has a great name. That she really was the forefront before any of these network marketing and direct selling companies came forth. They studied her marketing plan. They read her leadership books. You know, she's up there with Mother Teresa and Oprah Winfrey. I mean, if you read any leadership book, Mary Kay is right there. At Harvard Business School, she has talked about, and so just very strategic businesswoman. And she taught a lot of great things. And so I love being a part of a company that has legacy. If you want to hear more about the Mary Kay Opportunity, you can click on my Instagram at Dacia Lee, DACIALEA. And if you click on my bio, you'll see my story, my why story. And you just click on my bio and it'll take you to my why story. And I share with you more specifics about why I chose Mary Kay, what it's done for my life. My husband talks, my kids talk. It's very real. It's very raw. If you don't know me, I'm 100% the same person all the time, in front of you, off the camera, on the camera, and any of my friends or family that knows me will say that. So in the shower, out of the shower, sleeping, makeup on, makeup off, that is one thing. Like, I am real 100% of the time. And you can do you and be you. And I just think it's a beautiful thing. I will also say that everything rises and falls on leadership. And so what company are you supporting? Is it timeless? Is it a product that's consumable? Is it something you can do to your 100? Do you believe in it? Do you have mentors and coaches like myself to support you? Because again, everything rises and falls on leadership. So I wanted to be aligned with a philosophy that aligned with what I believed, with a product that was great, that was consumable, but also to have that mentoring and coaching, which I knew was important. And it was free mentoring and coaching. So that's the difference. You know, so many people pay hundreds and thousands of dollars to successful people for mentoring. The difference is you join my organization, I give it to you for free. So that's the difference. And so, you know, if you have a director or national, like, you want to glean from her success. And so that's the cool thing, is that you know, when you join my unit or area, like, you get someone like me to support you every day, you know, in just those ups and downs and roundabouts. And I think that's so cool. So anyway, I just wanted to share with you guys today things on how I kind of manage my time in business, and I hope it was helpful to you. So if you want to post here something that you took away today, something positive, like I said, if you were invited to hear this because you're thinking about the Mary Kay Opportunity, click on my Dacia Lee, click on my bio, watch it, and then you can get back to whoever invited you, or if I invited you, please DM me. And then we'll go from there. But anyway, I hope this was helpful to you. I hope that you have a beautiful weekend. And I know things are getting cleaner and more back to normal every single day. Thank the Lord. And I'm praying for unity in our nation and in our country during this time. I know it can be frustrating seeing all the things. I really don't watch the news. I think it's really instills a lot of fear in people. So I haven't watched the news for about a month and a half. I want to encourage you to do the same thing. I believe that faith is from God and fear is from Satan. And I choose not to be fearful in life. And I know that God has me, and he's got us all right where he wants us. Today, you are where you are supposed to be. You are called where you are supposed to be. You are enough. You know, God, number one, believes in you and loves you. I believe in you. If I can do it, you can do it. And I hope that you feel more encouraged and inspired today. So, oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. So anyway, you guys, have an awesome day. Bye. Oh, wait, you know what? I'm going to write in here really fast, you guys. Well, actually, I'll do it afterwards. I'm going to write in here the planner and the code and anything else you guys ask for.